Hey there, welcome to the Disc Golf Pro Tour event, the Idlewild Open. My name is Madison Walker.
And my name is Rebecca Cox.
And thank you guys for tuning in, watching round one with the ladies coverage. Thank you to Smashbox TV for coming out there and filming and getting all the coverage edited, and we're happy to bring it out to you guys today.
Yeah, even out there in the rain.
Yeah. So hole one is pretty much a wide open bomb off the tee. There's a little trouble on the right as far as the downhill slope, some bushes, and on the left there's a bunch of trees. But you just kind of try to keep it up on top of the hill and get as far as you can.
Yeah, and with either side, you probably want to be on the right side than the left. There's more openings down there. It is a par 4, but there's definitely an opportunity to get a 3 here.
Hokom gives it a good run for her approach, and I believe she lands just inside the circle. Or maybe just rounds a little edge.
Right here, do a little too low.
Oh, we're both going to be commenting on our own rounds.
Yeah.
Interesting, huh? Here, I'll comment on yours, you comment on mine.
Okay. Ooh, Madison threw a Firebird here for some reason. Ended up a little long.
It was about 90 feet, and I threw a distance driver naturally. Paige throws her up shot perfectly. She hits the tree, but she's got a pretty easy tap in for 3.
Real difficult lie right there.
Yeah, there was not any shot. I tried to scrap a forehand roller, but there was nothing really available. Hokom makes a great bid. I believe she hit the cage on that one for her 3. And that was a birdie. Yeah, long putt too, just inside the circle?
Yeah, just inside. I would be outside because I went long, but I guess I skipped in.
Paige takes her birdie, very easy birdie, and moves on.
Madison tapping in.
Starting off on the wrong foot, but at least, honk on the head, at least at this point it wasn't raining super hard.
Yeah. It's a light drizzle.
So that hole averaged around a par for the ladies field, but a theme you guys will notice as we move on is that a lot of the holes do average over par for the ladies field. We had a rough go out here, but I think that's just general for the field. It's a tough course, one of the toughest we'll see on tour.
Paige hit an early tree right there and kicked her to the right.
For this hole, you just want to do kind of what Rebecca just did. She finished off a little bit more left than you want, but if you can just throw a distance drive that finishes to the right and lands up on top of that hill that we can see in the distance, you'll be able to set up your second shot to be the easiest.
Anybody see where that went?
Yeah. There is, after that hill that you land on top of on the drive, there's some water, and you kind of want to be up on top of that hill as well because the basket will be blind if you're down in either of the 2 little gullies before you get to the water. And it's still another, what you said, 200-foot shot from there? 225? There's me being indecisive.
Yeah, getting past that tree line right there is important if you're trying to run a 3.
Me and Paige found the exact same tree somehow. And she just tries to lay up to that hill that we were discussing that you try to get to on your drive.
Yeah, setting yourself up for a shot over the water.
Mm-hmm. Same thing here. It was a little shorter than you want. You can see the basket in the distance. And there is a surprise lake.
Paige almost a little long right here,
yeah,
but she stays in.
She was a little nervous about skipping over the wall, but she stayed in. During the practice round on this hole, when I was throwing the approach, I accidentally turned my disc over and it went in the water, and it almost actually hit somebody that was swimming in the water.
Oh.
It was like the most fortunate water shot ever. I got my disc back immediately.
Oh, the half good right there.
A great run downhill with that scary OB water behind.
Yeah. Paige hits left side chains.
And that was to save a par.
Low on that one. This is a tough putt.
It's scary. It was pretty much all your stances are on a slant.
Yeah, and you're pretty much just looking at water.
From all angles.
Yeah.
It looks like we all doing our putts there. We're still trying to get warmed up. It's still early.
Yeah.
And mind you, we've all been very used to nice, sunny, no wind practice rounds, and we're coming out here, getting out of bed and going straight into the rain. It was pretty brutal.
Paige tapping in her bogey.
And 3 out of 4 bogeys on that hole. Rebecca got the only par, and she was also the only pretty decent tee shot. So this, you can see on this course, it's very important to get off the tee and set yourself up for your next shot. And Rebecca does just that again.
Barely crested that hill.
It's sort of a similar tee shot to hole 2. You want to throw a like kind of a right finishing driver, or if you're Paige Pierce, you can throw a full flex shot and put it almost inside the circle.
Yeah, all the trouble on this hole is on the left. So if
Same
anything,
lake.
yes.
It is a right to left down sloping fairway, so that like the gravity kind of pulls your disc to the left. You kind of have to force to pull it away. A little ballerina twirl there.
Stayed in bounds though. Madison trying to run out of 2 here.
Not on purpose.
Still a great run.
Cool little downhill hole. It does look like there's a goalie in between us and the basket, and there is, but it is not out of bounds. No water, just kind of a little drainage area. Paige does a really solid run. You couldn't quite maybe see, it was a little quick, but it I thought she was going to put it in for 2. Rebecca also has a great run. Oopsie.
There we go.
Gator putt for bogey. Very impressive.
The rest of us tapping in.
And Hokom taps in her par. Moving on. So another theme that you'll notice is this course is not very giving with the birdies. So when we get birdies, we're going to be super hyped.
Yes.
And we move on to hole 4. This is one of the few wide open holes, but there is lots of OB to contend with. You can see Rebecca finds some OB on the right over the sidewalk.
Yes, and that same lake is also will be there on the left. And you have a huge slanting hill.
Right to left, and you can see Paige definitely tested limits of that OB on the left. She gets a big skip on her hyzer flip shot. She actually landed inside the circle and got a pretty big 40 to 50 foot skip. Hokom just absolutely hears this shot.
Yeah, she smashed it. It was a great shot.
Almost hit the can underneath the basket. I usually throw a backhand here, but I decided to switch to forehand after I saw Paige's big hyzer skip down the hill on the wet grass and just skip inside circle 2.
There's my layup. Do a little sidearm up shot to compete with that hill.
Smart play from Rebecca. Easy approach. Paige, who we all thought was out of bounds, was just inside that tall grass, which was very fortunate, and she has a right outside circle 2 putt. Lays it up. Hokom with the slow-mo umbrella putt.
Runaway umbrella. Great birdie there by Sarah.
Such a great drive. That hole's about 350 feet, right? No, 334. What a smash.
Plays like 250 uphill.
Rebecca taps in her bogey putt. I'm talking about you as you're not sitting next to me.
You're doing a great job. I love it.
I'll talk about myself in third person too. Madison taps in her putt for par. Moving on to hole 5. And I believe we head into the woods now.
Yes.
This is one of the 2 shorter tee pads that the ladies field has. Other than that, the other 16 holes we play the same pads as the men. It's a big turnover or forehand shot, as you saw from Sarah, with some OB on the left with the little creek. That big tree is a good distinguisher of the line you want to be on. Paige takes it literally and actually hits the tree on accident.
One of the things that is easy to do on this hole that Madison just demonstrated is, and as you will see I demonstrate, is throwing something that's too understable or not throwing it correctly and it rolls all the way over. Yep.
Yeah. And the approach shot is very tough from here. The basket is very guarded, and there's an OB creek in between the basket and the fairway where we're both sitting.
There's really no way to go for the island.
Yeah, you have to be very aggressive and taking a lot of risk. So we see all 3 of us laying up to the edge of the OB, hopefully giving ourselves a long putt.
Paige laying up to the wall as well. Right up against that wall is still inside the circle.
So this is a par 3. This is a pretty gnarly par 3, even with our shorter tee pads. I think anybody here, would be happy with the 3, and I believe Hokom is happy with hers.
Yeah, she played this hole really well.
She did, and she just hit a very long putt. That looks like, if I remember correctly, it was way outside the circle.
Yeah.
So lining up her 3. And she... Oh.
Well, yeah, when OB.
Oh, I forgot we both did. Still a great putt. Great putt from outside the circle.
Saved my bogey. There's Paige.
She's the only one making the 3 look easy, but she catches that top band. Oopsie.
A little oopsie there from Madison.
Common theme of the round. Lots of oopsies.
Easy thing to do on this course. Oopsies.
Oh, that's where the triple bogey was. I couldn't find it. I didn't realize they had one of those today until after the round.
Oh.
That is successful mental game right there, not remembering triple bogeys.
Deep red too. Jeez. Wow. Laying it on there.
Staring out the rest of the front line. Hole 6.
You have a kind of a tunnel shot from the tee pad. You really just want to turn over your drive or have a sidearm drive from there.
This is another par 3 that's pretty much out of reach to get a 2. Paige might be one of the only ones that can reach it with it for an easy 2 putt. She gets that initial flight, but it kind of fades at the end, leaving her a long downhill look at the basket.
But she's still pin high, which is really incredible in this hole.
Super impressive. There's a sidewalk that goes through the middle of the fairway up near the basket. It is not out of bounds. We just pretend like it does. And kind of turns over a little bit more than I want it to, but it lands down safe in the gully about 80 feet outside.
Sarah with a great upshot.
Yeah, she's really
beautiful upshot.
Her approaches all day are going to be amazing. Y'all can't see Rebecca's line on this, but it was an unbelievable shot. Those trees are a lot more daunting than they look like, and the gap was probably only about 6 or 8 feet wide. It was pretty awesome.
Paige has run out of 2 here. Goes right over the basket.
Super great full flight from the putter that we always like to see from Paige.
And then I sees a little sidearm upshot from Madison.
Paige went about 15 or 20 feet past, but she cans her comebacker, what we like to see. And everyone else takes very easy part.
Madison playing fast golf over here.
6 holes in, already ready to be kind of done, maybe.
Okay, hole 7. It's a par 4 uphill to the right. It's a very, very tough hole.
Yeah.
From the tee pad, you're looking at a creek there on the right side, which is OB. But that biggest gap right there, I mean, it goes right through it. Paige is playing safe right here.
It looks like she shanked it, but there's actually a drop zone down there that you throw from if you go OB into the creek, and you can play by kind of pitching up to that drop zone. I don't quite the perk of it because it puts you so far down, but I guess her distance on her second shot can make up for it. But most of the women you'll see going for this gap on the right hand side and trying to get over by that path you can see across the creek.
And even still, making that gap and getting up on that hill doesn't guarantee you a good lie.
Sure doesn't. That's another theme at Idlewild. Throwing good shots and ending up in perplexing situations.
Yeah. I ended up a little too far left than I wanted, so I just threw a safe putter shot to the fairway.
This is a par 4, so it's fine to kind of take some off and use the whole fairway and use every shot that you have instead of trying to really force a 3.
Yeah, you won't be losing strokes here if you get a 4.
Hokom did an amazing approach shot. It was unbelievable. Actually made me say wow. It's way up there in full flight through the woods.
Paige's up shot, moves in the circle up there on the right.
Here's Rebecca's. We're all kind of trudging through mud right now. It's sprinkling, not too bad.
Nice up shot from Madison.
A lot of standstill straddle shots, forehands back in. Hokom is the only one with a look for the 3, right?
Yeah.
And we all wanted her to make it, but she touches that band. Rebecca taps in her very easy par 4.
Madison taps in her par as well.
And Paige, with that layup over to the drop zone, takes a bogey. It's tough. It really is tough from over there. But I guess if you're not feeling comfortable hitting a tight gap off the tee, it's the wise move. Because if you don't miss that gap,
It'll be thrown from the drop zone anyways.
even though that is a par 4, it actually got the average was a 5 on that hole, so it played very tactically. Onto the 576 foot par 5, which averaged a 6, and this is, I think, the hardest hole on the course.
It is very hard.
Every shot requires some sort of shape, and this you want to land left. Where my disc landed, but even a little bit further forward, is where you would ideally like to be to set up your next shot. There's a whole bunch of trees on the right that if you land in them, you'll be blocked, and if you go too far left, you don't really have much of a second shot as well. Hokom went a little farther left than you want, but she still really works her approach shot and lands in the open where you want to be.
Here's Madison. I've been on the left side a little bit.
Do the same thing as Hokom, and it's a little farther left than you want. The next shot, you want that tunnel that's straight ahead. You want to kind of set up on the right side of the fairway to have an open gap. As we can see, Rebecca do very smartly here. And that's going to give her a nice open approach to the basket, which goes down to the right.
Paige with her pretty much perfectly placed drive.
Unbelievable drive. Approach is a little deeper than she wants it to be, but I think she'll have a look from there as well. Not to toot my own horn, but that was
a great shot. That was a super tight gap that you threw through.
It was a very tight, very difficult shape. And then Hokom was like, hey, watch this, me too.
Basket curves to the right over there. It was there.
Keep going over there. That was a great shot, though.
You just sidearm from
What was
woods
it that you threw to throw that turnover?
Tersus.
That was very pretty. A late turn.
Yeah, I hugged the tree line a little more than I wanted.
This was about a 50-ish footer, but tickled some change. Thought I might stick. Hokom has a good look as well. Hits the cage. It's a downhill putt. You can't quite tell. Kind of death putty. If you get a roll, it definitely has potential to go way far away. It looks nice and flat on camera.
Paige is a nice par.
That is such a good part. I definitely think it feels like a birdie.
I put in my bogey.
Like I said earlier, the women's field averaged 6.05, so definitely over a stroke over the course par. Played really tough out there, and it's nice to just get up there near the basket and score actually.
Yeah, mine was a par. Not a bogey.
Oh, it was a par.
Felt like a bogey.
You got a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Paige's was a birdie. Yeah, she got a birdie 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Figured it out. So this is a little one of the shorter holes in the course. Definitely a gimme, not a gimme, but a gettable birdie.
Yeah, birdie opportunity for sure.
It's downhill, so it makes the whole play a little bit shorter than the 258 feet. You want it to turn kind of hard right, but the gap is tight.
Yeah, you definitely want to get through these trees immediately off the tee pad. Otherwise, you're in trouble like me and Madison are.
Yeah, we need to just like average out our shots. In case you're wondering, that there was nothing. Rebecca with the patent pending, and she makes it work so nice. It's downhill, and there's some trees growing over the top of the basket with low-hanging branches, so it makes for a tough approach. A lot of stuff that can knock you down on this guy.
Tough low ceiling approach if you land up there. Left side chains.
Such a good approach. What potential scramble was awesome.
Ooh, good putt from Madison.
Bogey save.
Paige with a great birdie.
Mm-hmm. The screen also slants a lot. You can't quite tell either, but it slants a little bit downhill behind the basket from the camera angle. And it looks like there's some flags back there, but there is no OB because they're just kind of a circle.
Yeah.
This one does not have to putt.
She parked it.
Let Dynamic Discs help distinguish the winners at your next event. We've got many options from a mini disc to a full-size disc, and we can do custom wrapped baskets from the micro recruit all the way up to a veteran. We can help design your trophies, and we have discounted prices on larger orders. Our designs feature sharp graphics and vibrant colors. We have what it takes to set your event's winners apart from their bags to their backyards. Learn all the ways we can help at dynamicdiscs.com.
Okay, we have a hole 10 here, 368 uphill. We have kind of a tough tunnel shot here, but if you can make it through it, it's an easier relook.
So it's 368, but I swear it plays like 420. Like there's no way. It's so hard to get to the basket. It just feels like so much longer than 368. Maybe because of how tight it is, but it's definitely pretty steep uphill as well.
Sarah ended up a little bit more right than you want to be on this hole, but she's still in the fairway. Madison with a great drive.
Nice little tree at the end, but my game plan was to land up by those stumps if it to be.
Oh, and this is when the rain delay was called, so we marked our disc.
So Rebecca and I decided to build mini fires in the fairway. After 30 minutes, we're back out here at it. Throws a really nice approach shot through all those trees guarding the basket. Madison loses her pants.
And has a great upshot. Rebecca kept her pants. And threw it a little long, but it's fine.
But it'll work. Paige really running at that too. That would have been such an awesome,
great bid from
too.
Paige.
Rebecca taps in the car. Oh, taps in.
Yeah.
So apparently, I keep hearing this over and over again. I don't know if that makes it more or less daunting, but famously, this back nine is one of the hardest back nines in the sport. I've heard that repeatedly from people at the clinic and competitors. So get ready, you guys, for a wild ride.
Okay. Hole 11 is the ace run hole.
Mm-hmm. Just under 200 feet. We all have a chance here. Just all we have to do is hit a gap.
Paige, no ace, but
Close enough.
close enough.
We all got excited. Hokom throws a beautiful forehand shot. Paige throws out a little bit early, but she'll have a pretty easy look at the putt. Not a death putt. Look at this angle.
It's a little low, kicked
Well,
off that wall.
Yeah, what you can't see is this green is kind of elevated on the wall. So that it kicks back a little bit, but she'll have a look at the putt.
Good shot from Madison.
Three down. Helps with not having to putt. Rebecca does a super aggressive putt at the basket. Love it. And tucks in her birdie, making it look easy.
Here I am with par save.
Yay!
A little bit daunting looking at.
Yeah, not caring that it's a death putt.
Yeah.
I think that's what pros get good at, is pretending like it's not a death putt.
Yeah. I'm not looking at a cliffside right now.
No. We'll go 100 feet downhill with an airball this.
Don't airball it. There you go. All right, everyone with their birdies except for me.
It sounded so sad.
I know. I didn't mean to sound as pathetic as I sounded.
And if you see any more blue on this back nine, we're going to all be super stoked. This next hole is another par 4, about 600.5 feet.
It averaged an entire stroke over par.
Oh, another tough one. So this one, you can see those spectators down there on the left. You basically want to land right in the middle in that green grass to the right of them, or if you can even wrap the corner a little bit with a forehand, that's the play. Hokom wraps the corner a little earlier than she wants. I try to do the same thing, and it gets out a little early, and I'll be kind of stuck in the shul on the right-hand side.
I'm just trying to throw the safe straight shot, trying to get into that grass spot right there, which is harder than you might think. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's very fast green.
It is super fast, and Rebecca executes it perfectly. She'll have a look at her, a very wide open look at her next shot. I say that, but that was still a hard shot.
Yeah, it ended up a little further off my drive than I would have liked.
And contending with that V tree in the middle, you have to kind of force to pick between two sides of the fairway, and neither one of them are quite ideal, but they both have.
The real ideal spot is between the tree,
Yeah.
but
Just go for the gap. Hokom got stuck a little right, like I said earlier. She still manages to get out towards the middle of the fairway. After throwing my second shot out of the shul, I said, I'm going for it.
Yeah, Madison, you should have heard it. She grunted. It was a great grunt, and it paid off well.
The grunt heard round the world. It's a little bit. It is blind from where we are up there. The basket's is over a hill, so you can't quite see. It's guarded by a million trees.
Yes, and I mashed my upshot for some reason. I ended up a little long. It's very easy to end up long on this.
It is, because it goes downhill after you have to throw uphill, and then it crests and goes downhill, so it's a little tricky.
Yeah, and there's a real skip / rollaway
potential
on this
you
hole.
can see Hokom and Paige both had rollaways into the woods. Hokom and I were joking on this hole about how much of the area around the basket was no putt zone. Even inside the circle, there's so many places where even if you land, you have no look at a putt. Rebecca found one.
There's Madison with a beautiful par.
Par's still good out here.
Yes, very good.
I didn't get many of them.
Everyone just tapping on their bogeys.
Yeah, this one averages a full stroke over
Full
par.
stroke over par.
And moving on to one of the other, I feel like, most difficult holes on the course.
Okay, coming up on the famous Y hole. This year it's not a double Mando, so
Yay.
there's no need to throw through the tree, but it's still what you want to do.
You want to go penetrate a little bit farther than I did down the fairway before you turn left, but the basket is way down by those spectators, and then add about 100 feet to the left. So Paige is going to be still a little short and not quite as far left as she wants, but it'll set her up for an easy approach.
It's still better to be down there past the creek than anything.
Hokom kind of lets that one grip lock a little bit, but she's still in safe.
And I get
Oh,
kind of a funny kick off of this tree, but it stayed in bounds somehow, miraculously. I have another patent pending. Didn't really get to bite off as much as I wanted.
you had a few of those today, didn't
Yeah, I
you?
did. I used to hate doing those, and I had to learn it.
Hokom shapes her forehand like she does best and just kind of lays it up in the fairway. There's another little OB creek before you get to the basket here. We'll see as we move down.
Here I'm trying to make the island, but I beeped it.
You did beep
I
it.
beeped it so much because I was trying to hit that line.
Y'all
I didn't want
can't
to hit
tell,
the trees,
but that thing came out of her hand going 400 miles an hour.
I want to make that gap, and I did.
and I did. So even though Rebecca looks like she's safe because she made it across the creek, they've drawn these little lines on both sides of the island that go up into the woods, and it's OB on either side of those as well. It's almost like an extended island.
Yeah,
It
I
goes
landed
up.
too far right at the island, so.
Ooh,
And Madison just has a little whoopsie. That works in her favor this time.
I think that was outside the circle too.
Oh my gosh, you're still going.
It was a throw putt.
We're still waiting for Madison to get her putter out of the basket.
Very exciting.
And Paige
Taps in her par, and I believe it's the only par look on the card.
Yes, it's a great three.
Rebecca's taking her disc where it went out of bounds. Kind of you can't really tell on the footage where the out of bounds is. It's definitely interesting, but cool little island holes. All the holes have this like green astroturf as well, which makes it feel interesting and very different from most courses. Hokom taps in her bogey.
And Paige with the only par on that hole.
Me with a 100-foot bogey save.
Okay.
So this is another par 4. I keep saying this, but also one of the hardest holes on the course. Just the tee shot, I think, is pretty daunting because the gap is very narrow, and the way the trees are set up, you can't really shape shots the way you would want to. Logically.
And Madison says that she like perfected her drive. It was amazing.
Oh, finally.
And I did not want to do that.
A rare Rebecca forehand
Yes.
off the tee. Ooh, back-to-back forehands. Love
Yes.
to see that. Ooh, got some snap on that one.
Yeah, because I was mad. I hit that first tree. Oh, man.
So your second shot, you want it to go finish to the right. There's another OB creek before the basket. You want to try not to land there and kind of lay up as close as you can so you can set up a putt. Paige actually goes a little deep and skips over the wall out of
So
bounds.
just skipped over it, too.
Barely.
Madison with her second shot.
Leave it a little short.
I'm just kind of laying up before that bridge.
You can see the basket still another about 40 feet past the bridge, the end of the bridge. After my last throw in, I get greedy and try to run at it again. Leave it inside the circle.
And here's a nice backhand, almost throw-in from Sarah.
So buttery smooth. It's nice to see her throwing those little putter approaches.
And Paige with a very aggressive putt around
I
that
want to call it
tree.
like technical, but I don't even know how to. She had to like avoid the tree and not jump over the wall.
And a great layup from me. Didn't give it as much air as I wanted. Nice Paige. Banger, come back here like she always does.
Saving the bogey with the out of bounds stroke. I'm going for my par. Oopsie. Oh, me again. Oh,
Oopsie.
this time it wasn't my fault.
Yeah. Here's Sarah in that little ditch.
Not out of bounds. Just tricky.
Just bad footing. Me tapping in my bogey.
Me taking a couple of bogey strokes. Oopsie.
Okay.
Lots of red. Whew. Like I said, we're
Yeah.
moving into some difficult territory. This is an uphill hole. Again, very tight gap. You want to try to finish kind of on the left-hand side to set up your second shot, but there's a bunch of little trees over there that you don't want to tangle with.
Yeah, it's a very tight fairway up this hill.
Very tight.
Nice.
Paige with a great drive.
You
That's
can't-
pretty much where you want to be.
Yeah. You can't quite tell how steep it is either. It's pretty much straight up. Oopsie.
Here we have the sun peeking out for just a moment.
It kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like, what's happening? And I have really nice footing on the gravel that they've laid out in the fairways in case of rain to try to give us some footing in the mud. Becca lays hers right up in the middle. Perfect. Doesn't look hard, but it was a really hard shot.
Not great footing on the side of that hill.
No.
You really want to try and get up on top of it, but
And the mud here is very slippery. At least there was a lot of almost falls and one actual fall.
yes.
Hokom didn't quite get it to fade as early as she'd like, but she'll still be kind of right on the edge of the fairway.
Yeah, she's still in a good spot. Paige kind of leaves it more left than she would want.
Rebecca with a standstill turnover shot towards the basket. You can see right there on the right. Doesn't quite get there, but we'll have a look at it. Par?
Yeah, what for? Yeah. You missed my bad straddle that I missed.
My approach shot. Somehow I magically got under the basket after shanking one into a tree.
That's how good Madison is. She's under the basket after that
I
bad
can
up
tell
shot.
you it was not a lucky roll.
And Paige tapping in bogey. Okay, we're back, and now we're here on the famous 1,000-footer, technically 969 feet.
And when we got out from the woods, it was a ripping headwind.
Super ripping.
We're all laughing because it is so insane. You can't even tell. Hokom throws like a little fluttery forehand hyzer flip that somehow works and lands in the middle of the fairway.
Paige kind of pulls her to the right too far.
It goes so far, but just out of bounds.
Both sides of the fairway are OB, so you really just want to stay in the middle here, which I did.
Rebecca barely goes out of bounds by like a foot.
Yeah.
It's really hard to gauge what your discs are going to do in the wind. I'm sure you guys know watching. You're kind of just throwing and hoping.
Yeah.
And,
It turns from like dead headwind to a crosswind. It's super swirly on this hole.
and I land a little bit up the fairway, close to the middle. Hokom does the same thing she does on the last shot, gives it a little bit more flex, and it works out perfectly, and she's right in the middle. I love the spotter waving the green thing.
We had great spotters on this hole.
We did. Rebecca works that out of bounds on the right-hand side and trusts her disc to come back in the middle. Paige beefs up to I think one level up of a disc, and it still kind of flips just a little bit too much halfway through the flight. Doesn't quite come back out of bounds again.
Here's Madison after a great drive. Rips an upshot.
He's a little nervous, nose up. The basket is way downhill, pretty much dead straight in that little dark area that you can see straight ahead.
Here's Sarah with her third shot.
It's on another little island with a creek in front of it.
Yes, this one is a true island hole.
Buoy shot. Rebecca rips a drive up the right side, over OB the whole way, and it lands in the middle perfectly.
This approach shot here is kind of tough once you get over the crest of that hill because you're looking at that island and you're trying to decide, do I lay up? Do I go for it? Because if you go past your OB.
And Paige says, I'm going for it. She catches a tree and drops down, but I think it might have helped her. I decide to lay up. Hokom also decides to lay up, but she just puts a little too much angle on it and goes right of where she would have liked to be.
It's kind of a half go at it. Stays in the island though.
Makes it over that creek, not too far.
For Sarah with a tough life under that branch.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
pretty
the
much had
scary
the
roll.
branch. She pretty much had the branch on her back. It was
Yeah.
not a fun line.
I'm right behind that tree. Ah,
Wanted it, but I caught the bottom of the
it
band.
looks beautiful.
Barely.
For Sarah. Here I am from behind this tree.
Oh yeah.
I found myself with a lot of straddle putts and a lot of patent pending shots today. But that's Idlewild for you.
Yes. Paige and Rebecca both tapping in those.
Here comes Madison.
One of my few good holes of the day was my least favorite type of golf, wide open and windy. Mind game.
All right, Madison with the only par on that hole.
Need a few pars.
Yeah, that hole played almost 2 strokes over par.
Oh wow, did it
Average.
really? Oh man. So this hole is very tricky. There's an OB creek running through the fairway multiple times. You want to get over both of those little creek spots you can see and land a little bit right. Hokom throws a perfect shot. Flexes it right down the middle of the gap and lands in front of those trees, giving her a nice, easy approach.
I think it's about halfway through the fairway where the left side of the creek is in bounds.
Mm-hmm.
So both sides are in bounds. It's just still very tricky.
Yeah.
And here I stay kind of to the right side of those trees.
She takes the gap that none of us looked to take, which I think is probably the smart and safe gap. I threw from out of bounds. I hit an early tree and got a unlucky backwards kick. I was not having a good day, if you can't tell. Lots of body language.
Here's Paige with her approach. She kicks off a tree, but she just stays in bounds. Here I am doing a safe layup.
Tersus again?
No, that was the deputy.
You can't quite tell the complexity of this fairway from the camera, but there's just so much going on. Hokom tries to throw a little flex shot. She grip locks it a little bit and kicks a tree and lands out of bounds. I decide to be a weenie and lay up instead of going for the green.
Paige does a little run at it.
And she landed on the OB line right there. Very close. I gave it a little safe run.
I also kind of give it a little bit of a safe run, kind of.
That green it's not quite a full circle. It is small.
It is
Only
very
about
small.
15 feet on each side, so you wanna make sure your putter lands softly.
I'll take my mirror from that wall. A very aggressive short putt there.
Lots of action in the basket. This is Paige looking for a par. Okay.
Yes, I believe so.
You tuck in your par.
Yes.
Pars on the soul are so awesome. After going out of bounds, Hokom is looking at a bogey, I believe.
And here's Mad.
Tapping in a top. Wait, okay, it's not a par. It's not a par. I believe it was a double bogey. So, and we headed to the last hole.
Holy
This is a
jeez.
super tight fairway, and it's very long. It looks short. It is not. It's about, what, 320 feet to the end of the gap?
Yes, at least.
And then once you get out the gap, it's another 200 feet to the basket with some trees guarding.
Yeah, but after the gap, I mean, it's almost wide
Rebecca
open.
Shreds the shot on this fairway. It was unbelievable, beautiful, exactly what you want. You would like to land a little bit more left than anything, but mostly you just want to try to be as dead center as possible. Hokom also throws an amazing shot. This is another fairway that's a little bit hilly. It goes a little bit uphill, then a little bit downhill. So you want to throw with care on how your disc is going to finish. I got a backwards roll here.
Yeah, that was a super weird kick.
Yes, it was.
Bad kick and a backwards roll.
I throw a scramble shot.
Oh, but a
That was
great
good.
scramble shot.
That landed good.
And here's my little putter shot. I'm just trying to get something out to the opening so I can
Super smart placement
do
shot.
something a little more aggressive.
You can kind of see the leaves moving in the gap. This is when the storm starts to roll in, and it was getting a little crazy out there.
Yeah, so right up here, we're almost getting ready to play some speed golf.
Yeah. Hokom leaves her up shot a little bit short. Paige decides to do a little layup putter shot so she can set herself up for her open shot to the basket.
Paige tries to do kind of a flex sidearm shot, but doesn't get it quite up in the air. She kind of would have wanted. Ooh, I didn't realize you could roll.
Yeah. This is when it starts getting really crazy.
Yes.
And also, I had no shot from over there. For that really great scramble.
My rain jacket on, I throw forward, trying to get up there as far as I can. That wind is starting to kick
Unbelievable. Yeah.
super bad.
We were having some, I would say, like 40, 45 mile per hour gusts, maybe even a little more than that. At this point. That was very crazy. You can see we're all like, let's finish this hole, let's get out of here. Those clouds, the contrast of the camera lighting doesn't quite do it justice. It was very dark.
Yeah, there you go. That cloud super dark over us.
I like the action shot. It looks so crazy. Right here, I have about a 40 mile per hour crosswind, and I throw, you can see my shirt, trying to throw my gator softly.
Whew.
Wow. And at this point, we weren't not taking our time. We're just trying to get out of there before the hail comes in.
Sarah coming up to her from the knee putt. And at this point, the wind is just swirling super hard.
Yeah, Paige loses a hat, I lose a hat.
It's a good thing my hair's attached to my head because it's just going everywhere. So I do kind of a half run at it, but the wind is just so gusty. I'm just glad it stayed close to the basket.
And we are out of there.
Happy to be done before that rain hits.
And it came so strong. We made it under the tent right before the downpour came. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a crazy round. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. My name's Madison Walker.
My name's Rebecca Cox.
And this is the Idlewild Open. We're going to let you guys get to the Open men's coverage. They had a late start because of the weather, so we'll let you guys get to that. Thank you to Smashbox for covering and to the Pro Tour for making this live coverage happen.
Yeah, and thank you to all of the volunteers and the spotters that were out there because it would have been a way longer round if we had to look for our own disc, that's for sure.
Check out those clouds. They're
Yes.
real.